Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. And cashback. Everyone loves it unless you're on the points and miles team using points and miles for luxury travel. But if you're on team cashback, everyone loves cashback, and the desirable rate that seems like the go-to rate, pretty much as good as you get, is about 5%. There are some cards that will give you 6% on certain categories, like for example, the Amex Blue Cash Preferred, which gives you 6% on supermarkets, but it is limited to $6,000 per year in spending. So in general, 5% is pretty much as good as it gets. Now, in the past, I had Dave Hansen on the show who shared his ultimate cashback setup where he gets 5% or as close to 5% on everything. But I was browsing the credit card pages on Reddit the other day, and I came across this post by a Reddit user who shared his or her ultimate 5% cashback setup. Now, this is probably the most intricate cashback setup I've ever seen. It's really cool, and the person says that they think it's not possible to get 5% on any more categories than they have put in their setup. So in this video, I want to go through the whole thing with you and show you how you can recreate it too. And this video is brought to you by Stash, but more on that later. All right, so let's get into it. First, he establishes 2 facts. 3 stars means that the card is physically in his wallet, and then he notes that all of the cards are paid in full every month. And that's important because then he's not paying interest, because if he pays interest, even a penny of interest, it eats into the cashback that he earns. And then he goes into a list of cards. So first up, he has the City Custom Cash. And with this one, he uses it for restaurant spending. So the City Custom Cash, if you don't know, it is a 5% card that it earns 5% back on your top spending category each month on $500 of spending. And the categories come from this list: restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores, select travel, select transit, select streaming services, drugstores, home improvement stores, fitness clubs, and live entertainment. So you can earn 5% on any of those categories up to $500 a month in spending. And then he says once he maxed that out, he goes over to the US Bank Altitude. I assume that he's referring to the US Bank Altitude Go, which is actually the next card in his list. And there we go, US Bank Altitude Go. Restaurants, after maximizing rewards from the City Custom Cash, 4% back. All right, so once he's used his City Custom Cash, maxed out that $500 in a month, if he spent more than $500 on restaurants, that would then go down to 1%, so he then switches to the US Bank Altitude Go for 4% back. The next card is another City Custom Cash. Now notice there's a little 2 there. The first one was number 1, this is number 2, and this is 5% back on groceries. So he will make sure groceries is his biggest spending category on this card, and that activates the 5% for that category. Now you may be thinking, can you get more than 1 City Custom Cash per person? Well, in theory, you can't, okay? Check out this from the terms and conditions on Citi's website. Citi will only issue 1 City Custom Cash card account per person. But that seems to only apply for new accounts because there are data points from Citi that show that you actually can have more than 1 if you get that card through product change. And in Citi, you can product change to any card, okay? So it's not like Chase or Amex where you can only product change within 1 series of cards. You can actually product change to any card issued by Citi. So it seems he probably got it through product change, or it could be that he's an authorized user on his second card. Maybe it's his wife card and they do the spending as a family. I don't know. One of those 2 possibilities. All right, next up, we have a third City Custom Cash. I know, this is actually blowing my mind. He's got 3 of them. So third City Custom Cash, he uses it for travel. So he makes sure travel is his biggest spending category, and he's earning 5%. And then he says if he doesn't travel that month, he'll use it for pharmacy. So yeah, somehow he's got 3 of them. Let's now move on to something that isn't the City Custom Cash. But first, if you're watching this video, I know that you are after amazing value from credit cards, and you probably have a desire to build your personal wealth as well. Well, to do all of that, the app Stash is a great way to get started, and a big thank you to Stash for sponsoring this portion of the video. A feature of Stash, which I think a lot of you will be really interested in, since this is, after all, a video about earning rewards with payment cards, is their Stockback card, where you can earn the stock of some of your favorite companies while you shop. Now, this is actually a debit card that earns rewards, which is pretty rare, so there's no credit check and no new line of credit on your credit report. And whereas some cards earn cashback or points, this one earns stock, and you can earn up to 3% in the form of stock of some of your favorite companies. And that's actually an amazing rate for a debit card. For example, fall is almost here, and you know what that means? The scent of pumpkin spice lattes will be filling every Starbucks in the country. And now with the stock-back card, I earn Starbucks stock for every pumpkin spice latte I buy. And if I hold my stock and Starbucks stock rises, I will end up having earned a way higher percentage than I originally earned when I made the purchase on the card. In addition to the stock-back card, you can also take advantage of Stash's fractional share feature to get started in investing with very small amounts of money, like $5 a week. You can now invest in some of the most popular companies like Tesla, Microsoft, or Apple without having to fork out over $100 for a share. A key feature of Stash is education through both Stash Learn, which highlights financial events and explains concepts, but also through personalized investment advice to diversify your holdings, which brings stability, something we really need in these volatile financial times. Alternatively, you can set up a smart portfolio in which Stash will allocate your funds for you between stocks, both US and foreign, bonds, depending on your risk level. So get started today. Stash subscription plans start at just $3 per month, and you can choose the plan that is right for you. And when you click my link below to sign up, you can get a $25 bonus when you deposit just $5 into your personal Stash account. Thanks again to Stash for sponsoring this portion of the video. All right, next up we have the US Bank Cash Plus card, and this is another rotating category card. It actually allows you to pick two categories where you will earn 5% back on up to $2,000 per quarter. So basically what he's doing, he's picked utilities. It seems that he spends $2,000 per quarter on utilities, so maybe he has picked a second category, but he's not spending in it. So he's basically just using the first US Bank Cash Plus card for utilities spending. And yes, you did hear me say the first US Bank Cash Plus card, because he does indeed have more than one of them. So his second one is going to be for internet streaming and furniture stores. All right, those are the two categories he picks. So that's earning 5% back in those categories. You can see, by the way, the little stars. He has this one in his wallet. I don't know, he didn't have the utilities one in his wallet, because obviously you're not going to go to stores to buy utilities. That's entered into the account. You can forget about it. Furniture stores, I guess he frequents furniture stores. I don't know. Maybe the guy's into furniture. But anyway, so you can have more than one US Bank Cash Plus. Here's a little data point from Reddit. You can have two, but spread out when you're applying. Even though I had good enough credit to get the second, I was rejected because they wanted more history with the card I had with them. Some people said wait at least 6 months. Others said a year. Use your best judgment. So yeah, it seems you can actually get more than one card, even just through a application, not necessarily through Project Change, but I guess you could also probably product change to the card as well. Then we have a third US Bank Cash Plus card, and this one he's earning 5% back at clothing and department stores. You can see the 3 stars next to it, so he is keeping it in his wallet. Now we're going to move on to a load of store cards and store credit cards. If you don't know the difference, a store card is one that you can only use at a particular store, and it does not have the logo of Visa or MasterCard on it. And a store credit card is going to be branded as a particular store, but it will be either typically Visa or MasterCard, so you can use it outside that store too. So first one we have is the US Bank Kroger MasterCard. So this is a co-branded card rather than a store card, and this offers 5% back on mobile wallet purchases. This possibly is the best card out there right now for mobile wallet, and he doesn't have the 3 stars, so he doesn't keep it in his wallet because he's only using it for mobile wallet. So it's just entered into his Apple Pay or whatever. Next, we have the Dux Unlimited card, and this is for 5% on gas and sporting goods stores. All right. Now, if you currently go and look at the Dux Unlimited card online, and Dux Unlimited, by the way, it's like a charity that's taking care of ducks. I know, it's so random. Like, why do they have their own credit card? It's very, very strange. It's such a niche thing. But anyway, so this is the card that a lot of people transferred over to after the NRA card got canceled. So the NRA card used to be the card that earned 5% on gas. It got discontinued because of controversiality with the NRA, I guess. Then after that happened, everyone moved over to the Dux Unlimited card, but then the Dux Unlimited card changed the deal, so it's now just 1.5% cashback and 2% when you spend money with Dux Unlimited, okay, to take care of ducks. But anyway, he's grandfathered into this, and that means that he had it when it was 5%, and after they changed the deal, they kept honoring the original deal with this guy. So he's very lucky to have that. All right, next we have a load more store credit cards, and we'll go with a quick fire round on this one. So first of all, we have the Capital One Walmart MasterCard, 5% back on groceries with Walmart. Next one, we have Sam's Club MasterCard, 5% back on Sam's Club purchases. You have to be a Plus member to have this one. He obviously is a Plus member because you have to do that to get the 5% back. And he says that he pays his membership fees with this one too. Then we have the Amazon Prime Visa Signature card. That is 5% back on Amazon. This card is such a no-brainer. I'd recommend anyone who shops at Amazon, anyone who's a Prime member to have it. I'm a Prime member. I have this card. And this one, he doesn't have the 3 stars because obviously, Amazon, when I got this card, I just put it as a payment method in Amazon. I don't actually know where the physical card is anymore because I just use it for Amazon. Next, we have the Lowe's store card. So Lowe's, it's a home improvement store, 5% off at the time of purchase. So this one isn't cashback. It's actually a discount on Lowe's purchases. Okay, slightly different, but it's still 5%. Then we have the Target MasterCard. And this one is also 5% off at the time of purchase. This is interesting actually, because if you open up the page and have a look at the different Target cards available, there's a preloadable card that you can also get 5% on Target from, right? So let's say you wanted 5% off Target, but you didn't want to actually add another credit line to your credit report. You could just get their preloadable card. So that's really, really cool. Next, we have the SoFi MasterCard for 3% cashback on everything else, all right? So this is like a non-category card. Interesting thing is though, right now it's 2%. I could find deals from the past where they were doing 3% for the first year. So this guy obviously got this in perhaps April 23 because he says that it's gonna drop to 2% after April 24. So I'm guessing that's what happened. He's got like a 3% for the first year deal on the SoFi MasterCard. Then we have the PayPal MasterCard for 3% back on PayPal. So anytime he uses PayPal, I guess he uses that one. Then we have 5% back on the Best Buy rewards card. So I guess anytime he goes to Best Buy, he'll use that unless he needs something like extended warranty or whatever. In that case, he's going to use the American Express Business Cash. And now this gets 2% cash back, but he says, I use this card when purchasing something I want an extra year warranty or purchase protection on. And he keeps his in his wallet because there's 3 stars. So extended warranty, basically, if you bought like a MacBook or something, the manufacturer will give you a 1-year warranty, in this case, Apple. They try to sell you on Apple Care to extend the warranty like that. But if you buy it with an American Express card, that'll normally extend the warranty by 1 year, okay? A lot of credit cards do extended warranty, but Amex typically offers, I think, the best service and the best terms for that extended warranty. So I try to, like this guy does, I try to use an Amex card anytime I need extended warranty. Purchase protection, the other thing he mentioned, is basically if you buy something with an Amex card, it's normally protected against loss, theft, or breakages for the first 90 days. I think this very old Amex commercial illustrates it well.
I'm going to charge it with the American Express card. That way it's automatically insured. Don't worry, remember I used the American Express card, so it's insured.
Right, so they bought the vase, they smashed it, it was within the first 90 days, so you can get refunded. I think with Amex is up to $10,000 per item, so that covers you for a lot of things, right? So pretty good. You buy a gift for someone, you smash it before giving it to them, it's insured, right? Pretty cool. And then the last card that he talks about is the Home Depot store card. This can only be used at Home Depot. And I don't think it actually offers any cashback or discount, but it's got some great benefits on there. Like it extends the return time to 12 months. Now, this might not really be important to most people, but maybe this guy, he had a lot of home improvement cards in there. So maybe he does some home renovation or something like that. And having 12 months to return an item could actually be quite important. Let's say you buy, for example, a bathroom vanity. You then start refurbishing your bathroom. And once you've done your refurbishment and you're ready to install that vanity, it could be a few months from when you bought it. And you then discover, oh, wait a minute, the space isn't actually big enough. I need to return it and get a different one that's smaller. You got up to 12 months to return items. So that could be really useful. And then he can also do financing with no interest for 6 months on products that are $299 or more. So guys, that is this guy's epic cashback setup. What do you like about it? Leave your comments below. I think it's got to be one of the most intricate cashback setups I've ever seen. The only tricky thing is if you want to try and recreate this cashback setup yourself in your wallet, the tricky part would be getting more than one of some of the cards. So the US Bank Cash Plus and the Citi Custom Cash. And that might take some patience because you got to do it in the custom cash through product change. With the US Bank Cash Plus, they were saying wait more than 6 months between applications, etc. But it can be done, and I'll show you. I actually have 2 of the Chase Freedom. I used to have 3 of these cards. I did cancel 1, but I did this through product change, and that just shows you really can have more than one of the same credit card, especially these low-level cards with no annual fee. Often you will be allowed to have more than one of them. It just might take some patience to set the whole system up. And that is the video for today, guys. Don't forget you can get a $25 bonus for depositing just $5 when you set up a new Stash account with my link below. It'll be the top link in the description. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.